Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for coming over to my channel. This is not going to be a long live. How is everyone doing today? All right, let's see. CRJ. All right. Well, y'all see the thumbnail. We're going to be just talking about a couple of things that's on the thumbnail. And before we get started, we have to wait until the 10-minute mark so they can set up my ads. There's a lot of stuff going on in these YouTube streets. There is a lot of stuff going on in these YouTube streets. And y'all see the title of the thumbnail, Martel has one wish. So we're going to talk about what that one wish is, and we're going to talk about a couple of other things as well. And as you come in, if you can introduce yourself and give me a thumbs up as you come in. Also, let me get some housekeeping out the way. Everything I say on my channel is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. It's all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Also, Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, there is an allowance for fair use of copyrighted material for such purposes as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research and learning. Fair use, fair use. Also, I do not own the rights to any of the clips that I'm about to show today. I do not own the rights to any of the clips I'm about to show today. Everything that I show is used for teaching and learning. Fair use, fair use. All right, so let's see. The first one in the building, we have CRJ. Hello, CRJ. Welcome, welcome to my channel. I appreciate you for coming over. It looks like we have 12 people in so far. And as you come in, if you could give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. Hello, Linnell. Hello, hello, hello. All right, and if y'all have been seeing the videos floating around, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in these YouTube streets. Also, we have some shenanigans that's going on over there with Love and Marriage Huntsville with AL. We might talk a little bit about that. Also, Melody and the Four-Piece Nuggets, Marcus and Miss Van are in St. Thomas. Yesterday was Miss Van's birthday. Happy birthday to Miss Van. She looks nice. She looks good out there. It looks like she's having a ton of fun. Miss Van looks like she's having a ton of fun, and it looks like she's enjoying her birthday. Baby, that chef over there, oh my God, that chef over there is everything. It looks like she had, it looks like it's two different black chefs, but I know he's making some really, really good food. So that food looks so good. I cannot wait to next month. So that'll be our next trip that we're going on. So I can't wait for that. Let me see. Hello, Charnel Monet, my member and also one of my tea sippers. Hello, hello. Hello, Donna. Hello. Hello, Donna Potts. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So it's 29 people that are in the live. And as you come in, if you could give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And let me see. Do I have any of my mods in the chat? Okay. It looks like I do not have a mod in the chat. So I'm gonna have to appoint someone, appoint some more mods because I think some people are working or maybe sleep. So I'm gonna have to appoint some more mods. So it looks like we have 30 in the chat, and it looks like we have 16 likes. As you come in, if you can hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. And then also let me know if I'm too loud, because I try to turn my volume down a little bit so it's not so loud. So let me know if the volume is okay for you and if you can hear me okay. Put a 1 in the chat if the volume is okay and if you can hear me okay. All right, let's see here. All right, so like I said, Melody and the 4-piece Nuggets are out there having a ball, and we're gonna see some clips of some of the things that she has been putting out of her and the kids and Marcus and Miss Van on their trip. It looks like Miss Deborah and Canavis is holding things down at 7th Avenue Beauty. So they holding everything down for Melanie over there while she, goes off and have family time with her kids, her mom, and her brother. So Canavis and Miss Deborah is holding everything down over there. And that's, good that you can, go on vacation and you have a team that's going to make sure everything runs smoothly like you do, and, if Melanie was there. So they do that, they make sure everything runs smoothly. That's just, why can I talk? They're making sure everything runs smoothly, just as if Melanie was there. And, Melanie loves that, that she can go on vacation and everything is going to run smoothly for her. So shout out to Navis and Miss Deborah for holding it down for Melanie. And then we're going to be talking about Martel a little bit. Everybody know Roy's on. We were on last night. Let me know in the chat if you caught our live last night. It was Sassy T from 803, Sandra P, Gen Extra, T Talk with Your Girl, and myself. Let me know if you caught that live. We was just doing a review of the show. We did a little bit of it on Sunday after it was over with. But on Wednesdays, I think we're going to be, just doing a full review of it. Let me know if you caught our live last night. I think I did about 3 lives yesterday. So let me know if you caught it. And let me know what you guys thought of it. Also, so we're going to be going live on Sundays and Wednesdays for the Real Housewife of Atlanta. We're going to be going live. So you will get notifications for that. And then myself, I was really tired yesterday. And then also I need to get, I think, a bigger ring light because I need more lighting. So I will be working on that to get a bigger ring light because I have about 1, 2, 3, but I don't think the light is doing what I need it to do because it makes me look like I'm tired or my eyes are sleepy or what have you. Or it could have been I didn't have my lashes on, but that's either here or there. All right, guys, we're almost at the 10-minute mark. Hello, Capricorn Flower. Hello, hello. All right, there go one of my mods. There we go. Yes, honey, these YouTube streets are cutting up, baby. Like I told people, even when I did watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, YouTube is undefeated. YouTube is better than the actual show. And baby, we're going to get into that a little bit. What's going on over there with AL and Miss Wanda. It's a mess, child. It is a mess. Woo, woo. The show is not even on, and it's a mess before it gets started. But like I said, I think a lot of people get things mixed up. Where if they are filming, that does not still mean that the show is renewed. Anybody, like, I could go out here and film something, but that don't mean that the show is renewed. You have to have some a renewal. Anybody can film stuff and then just put it on the shelf. And then once they take a look at it, they'll say yay or nay if they want to proceed. If not, it'll just be shelved. Just like Love and Marriage Detroit. I remember Winter saying they had filmed for over a year or so ago, and they weren't allegedly getting paid, or they didn't get picked up. So after maybe a year or so, or almost going on 2 years, then all of a sudden they got picked up, and now they're going to show, what they have, filmed for almost a year and a half ago. But hey, I don't want to stop nobody bag, but I'm just saying what I'm not going to do. Like I said, if I see some stuff on these YouTube streets, I will talk about it. As far as giving them one of my view for watching the show, no, I'm not going to do that. But I will talk about what's going on in these YouTube streets and about what I hear. I will do that. All right, we're at the 10-minute mark, and this is not going to be a long live. Hello, Bernadette. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have 49 people in the chat, so we should have 49 likes. All right, so let's get started here because I don't want this to be a long live because I got a couple of things to do before I come back and get on my another live here. But welcome, welcome to my channel. As you come in, if you can hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. All right, so first things first. We're going to talk about Martel. We have kind of been spotting Martel at different places, and for one, and then on the other hand, it looks like he's trying to lay low for some reason. I do think he is kind of embarrassed about the whole SSI thing, and he's going to say it wasn't him, and that's his choice, but we allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only, some people seen him down there at that building. All right, but that's either here or there. So, over the years, Martel and Melody has had their ups, mostly downs. But do y'all think that Martel regrets anything that he has done to Melody to this point? Do you think if Martel had one wish, do you think he would want to go back in time and correct everything that he did wrong? Do you think he would have tried to save his marriage? Do you think he regrets cheating on her with coleslaw and having Miles Morales? Because sometimes, men don't grow, don't mature faster than women. Women always mature faster than men. And I was just thinking, does he, have any remorse for what he done? And I think over the years, as Martel sees Melanie glow up, all the moves that she's making, don't y'all think if Martel had one wish that he would want to change what he's done, do you think he wants to wrong his rights? Do you think that he wishes Melody would give him another chance? I know that got to hurt, men like to hide their feelings. And I know deep down inside Martel, to me, and I know some people are going to say he missed a lifestyle, but in my opinion, I think truly he loved it, Melody. And I think that his ego and his pride got in the way of a lot of the stuff that he did. I think if he had a wish, or if he could change the head of time or go back, I think, and this is just my personal opinion, you can tell me what y'all think in the chat. I don't think Martel would have did all the stuff he did. I think if he knew things were going to turn out like this, I really don't think that he would have risked it all like he did. I really think that Martel thought that Melody would never leave him. And I know, deep down inside, him seeing Melody and the kids go on these trips, and Miss Van and Marcus enjoy the fruits of her labor, I know it's hurting him. I think, in his mind, he really has not really processed that it's over, that there is no more her and him. I wouldn't be surprised if Martell, I know he got different accounts and fake accounts. I know he's somewhere in his car crying, because just think about this. We all are human. He is used to going on trips and things like that with them, having a lifestyle that they have, the private chefs, the entertainment, the Airbnb. I don't think that hurts him to see, that he messed up his whole life for a peasant and he no longer has that lifestyle. Don't you think if he had one wish, don't you think he would try to go back and change this outcome that we have now? Yes, we, talk about them on different things like that. But I really have to think about this. I know deep down inside, Martell regrets this. To go from having everything to having nothing. So let me know in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you think Martell, if he had a chance that he would go back, if he could go back in time or just right his wrongs, that he wouldn't do it. Let me know. Put a one in the chat. Or if you don't agree, let me know what you think. I know me as a person, and if I'm used to certain things, and now I don't have that, I would be sick to my stomach watching I will say, watching my ex-wife and my kids go off without me. You don't think that hurt him to see her, having a good time with the kids, and he's, to me, he's just left here with nothing. He has lost everything for a piece of ass. And I know Coleslaw can feel it, that Martell wishes he can have Melody and his family back. Well, I'll take that back. She said that she knows Martell misses his family. Well, his ex-wife, as she put it. And that got to be dumb for somebody to set up there and say, as a woman, Martell misses his ex-wife. Some of the stuff that come out of Coleslaw mouth, I just can't believe she said it. Really, I don't know how, as a woman, she set up here and say some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth. If Martell is supposed to be your man, and you set up here and say that he misses his ex-wife, think he wants to go back with his ex-wife, as a woman, we can think certain things, but just to say it out of your mouth, that's why I think she don't got it all there. It's like she degrades herself as a woman to, make Martell look good. So I never understood that. And then for, somebody to call you a peasant and you still rocking and rolling with them, more power to you. You're stronger than me. I bet you Martell is sitting somewhere, if he got his phone, licking the phone, looking at that food, looking at that, that water. And I know Marlene is looking at it, because, Marlene is used to going with them. So I know Marlene looking at it. She probably calling Martell all type of damn dummies. And believe this or not, he ain't gonna show it to us, but I know deep down inside, Martell is just, he just feel like such a fucking fool. I know he kicking himself. All you had to do, sir, was go to work, be faithful to your wife, and then, everything else will come. You're not always going to have peaches and cream in a marriage. You're going to be some good days. There's going to be some bad days. It's going to be some weeks where you get a lot of sex, Some weeks you might not get none. Some weeks you might get only 1 or 2 days. That's what a marriage is. It's work. It's compromise. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to always be the honeymoon stage where when how y'all started out is just going to be like that every day. That's not what a marriage is. Even if you get mad at somebody, that gives you no reason to go out and cheat on them. And one thing that stuck out to me was he said in one scene, I told you what the problem was in a marriage. I've been telling you over a year and you didn't fix it. I didn't fix it. You mean we didn't try to fix it? How would you just put everything off on the other person? And y'all got to remember, when they were married, Melody was carrying most of the load. Yes, Martel was there with the kids sometimes, but predominantly the kids was at school. And then he would go pick them up. Melanie was still out there making new deals, doing speaking engagement, going to make sure that the people that are building the custom homes for them, making sure that's done. And while Melanie is thinking he is out maybe trying to look at some more houses for them to get, or he said he's at the gym. He was at the gym, all right, just not the gym that we all thought he was at. So, to me, if one thing go wrong or we get into an argument, I think he thinks that, was his excuse to go out and cheat because you wasn't giving me the type of sex that I wanted. Instead of you talking to your mate and compromising, of course, when Melanie get home, she's gone from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way to 9, 10, 11, or 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night. And you've been at home chilling all day. Of course, she wants to get in the shower, maybe lay down. She's tired. You've been there all day taking all type of naps. You're not out here grinding and working. She out here doing it. So I know now that he wished that he would have just sucked it up and, just waited till, they made more time for each other. Instead of going out here cheating with a nobody. At least if you gonna go out here and cheat, which you shouldn't do at all, at least if you're gonna lose it all, lose it for somebody who means something, who got something, who got more than your mate. Don't just go out here and lose it all for fucking nobody. At least go out here and get somebody who is equally yoked with you or have the same amount you got or a little bit more. Do you want to go out here and lose everything you got for a person that don't even got more than you got or nowhere near what you got? Is sex that important for either a man or woman to go out here and throw their whole livelihood away? Just think about that. You go out here and throw your whole livelihood away for a 30-minute filling, or sometime a 20-minute filling, or a 15-minute filling. Just think about this. That's just like going out here and throwing $1 million away for a 15-minute filling that's going to go and come. Just think about that in your life. I'm going to go out here and get this filling for 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm going to throw away $1 million. So, on one hand, do I want this 10 or 15-minute filling, or do I want the $1 million? Baby, you give me that $1 million. I'm not going to throw away no $1 million to no 10 or 15-minute filling. No, I ain't going to be able to do it. And has this society become that everything is about sex all the time? If you don't get the sex that you want, instead of working with your mate to tell your mate what you like, what you're lacking, and try to, have your mate do it, you'd rather go out here and throw your livelihood away for 15 minutes of pleasure. And I know we don't think about that at the time because sometimes we're just angry. But at some point, she would have had to think about that. That if things go left, what is going to happen? You have to have thought about that. You know, some people are, don't have it all there, but you should have a little bit of sense to say, if this goes left, this is what I'm losing. Do I want to lose this for this over here? I don't think he thought this through. And that's why I said I know if he had one wish that he wished he can go back in time, or maybe Melanie to give him another chance. And I think those two ships have gone and sailed on. And I know he regretted. And I know Miss Marlene regret calling Melody lazy. I know she did. Because her life versus then versus now. I know she would rather have the past life she had than to have this life she have right now. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Hello, Linda Gamble. Hello, hello. Hello, Ray Mill, my member and my tea sipper. Hello, hello. It's just not good. It's just not good. And some people, can't take that. Let me just tell you something. As the years go on, we would think that he would go on about his business and, wave the white flag. He has not did that. You know why he has not waved it? And in my opinion, because he still has hope. If he was going to wave the white flag, he would have been done it and gone on about his business. He would have gone on with another woman or gone ahead on and married coleslaw. He would put an end to this custody battle, but he has not. So a narcissist is not going to back down. He's holding out hope. He's holding out hope. You said one? Let me see what y'all said down here in these comments here. Okay, you said you missed our live yesterday. You was out eating. Okay, no problem. If you get a chance, you can go back and do replay. Oh, okay, Capricorn, you said you go back to work, they'll see you less and less. Okay. Are you going back to work soon? You said it was great, Donna. Okay. We all, one thing about me, and I'm speaking just for myself, I can accept constructive criticism because that makes me better. And like when I'm done doing my lives later on that night, I will go back and listen to it and see, if I can make, changes in it. Was the volume too loud? Did I sound clear? What can I do to bring, you guys good content? So I do go back and listen to my lives. And that's why I have the volume cut down kind of low or in the middle, because when I go back and listen to my lives, it seems so loud. So I said, well, let me cut the volume down some and see if that works better. And if I'm, maybe I'm talking too fast, and I say, well, let me slow down a little bit and make sure that I'm saying words clearly instead of some of the words sound like they're like mumbled. So, I've been working on that as well. So I do go back and try to make improvements to my lives after I'm done. Okay, Charnel, you said you think he regrets it now. I think so too. And y'all know I do not care for Martell. I don't hate him, but I don't care for him. As a woman, and and to see um, that you had a good wife, and you had a family, and you lost it all for a piece of ass. I will say that. And believe it or not, y'all, some people, if they want help, they can get help. Yes, we know Martell is a narcissist, and I'm not saying that if he goes to going to counseling, really deep counseling, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, that I'm not going to say he's not going to be a narcissist no more, but I think it would help him if he really, it's just like if you are on some drugs, and if you really want to get help for it, and you come to the conclusion, yes, I need help for it, and you go and take responsibility for it and get treatment for it and help. That's the same thing with Martell. First, he has to come to terms with his health and say, yes, I'm a narcissist. Yes, I need help. Yes, I was wrong for what I've done. Yes, I want to co-parent with Melody. But instead of you keep saying it all the time, your action speaks louder than words. Then I could give him some grace if he just would make those steps to do it. And believe it or not, sometimes narcissists do get the help they need because they come to terms with it. Okay, you said yes, you can hear. Okay. Good afternoon, Raymel, my member and tea sipper. Yes, I see him in the chat. I'm not on that right now with him, but welcome, welcome. God said we are known by what we do. There were many women he cheated with. Yes, and I know that Donna. But I think that what my biggest thing is that now that he's older, because remember what I said, women mature faster than the men. Now, at this present moment, does he regret that? And he can repent for that as well, because we can repent for all of our sins that we have done. So I think that when people say that, and especially even a man or woman, they said they cheated because they didn't get the sex they wanted. Sex is a small part of a relationship or a marriage to me. That's not a big deal to me. Uh, just say you had like okay, I'll put it this way. Some people, and it still is true, they don't have sex with a person until they're married to them. We have a lot of people that, believe it or not, there's some virgins still left out here in the world, and they will not have sex until they are married. And how I know that's true, my niece is 30 some years old, and she was a virgin until she got married. So, but her person that she married, he wasn't a virgin. So she doesn't know really what good sex is or bad sex is because she never had it before. So just say, for instance, and this is go for anyone. And I know another person who had a cousin who was a virgin until she got married. So she don't know what good sex is or bad sex is. So my thing is this: just say you have a mate that, okay, we'll put it this way: a man, they have been out here and experimented with a lot of different women. Then you get with a woman and just say she's a virgin. She's not going to have a lot of experience than the woman that you've been with because she's never had sex before. So, A, do you leave her because she giving crappy sex, Or B, do y'all learn what each other like and y'all work at it to get it where you want it at? Or do you go out there in the street and cheat because, oh, she's not giving me or he's not giving me what I want? Oh no, I've had better. But remember, this person is a virgin, so she doesn't know what's good sex or bad sex is. So are you gonna leave your wife because she ain't giving you good sex? You knew she was a virgin when you married her. So do you leave her or teach y'all, you teach her or y'all teach each other what each other like? Let me know in the chat what y'all think. Because all men are not like that. If they are not getting sex how they want it or how many times a day they want it, if a man could get sex every day, they would have it. But they compromise with their wife or their mate. They just don't go out there in the street and cheat. I know not every man does that. And then just like a man or a woman, right? We don't want to be talked to down. And a woman doesn't want to be talked to down. So y'all would have to compromise and know each other triggers. Okay, he doesn't like to be talked to like this, so I'm going to try to think of a better way to talk to him. Or she doesn't like to be talked to like this, so let me think of another way. So every time you don't get your way or something goes wrong, do that give either person the right to go out there and cheat because I talk to you wrong, or if I'm mouthy, or if I'm not giving you sex 2 or 3 times a day or every day? Well, you ain't gonna give it to me. I'm gonna go out here in the streets and get it. You gonna talk to me like that? I'm just gonna go out here in the street and talk to a woman who's gonna talk to me better. Or do you step there with that person and try to come to a conclusion and compromise? Okay, husband, I be out, I work every day. I can't give you sex every day. How about we do it twice a week and then on the weekend? Okay, I don't like how you talk to me like that. Okay, well, let me try to talk to you in a different way. But I'm going to mean the same thing, but it's going to be different, so it's pleasant. Whatever happened to talking like that? To come to compromise? Because when you get a marriage, when you are in a marriage and you get married before God, this is supposed to be a long, long commitment to death do you part. You think God wanted us to get married to get a divorce? And I know some people don't take marriage like that. And, don't take marriage that way. Nowadays, I think a lot of people are getting married. It's a fad to them. They want to get married because everybody else is married. Or they just want to get married to say they married. And we sometimes as women, we don't wait for God to send us our husband, and vice versa. Men don't wait for God to send them their wives, and they make decisions on their own. And then when they marriage end up failing, then they ask why. You sit back and say, "Did I wait for God to send me my husband? Is this my soulmate?" And I could say probably 98% of the time, no. We do what we want to do. And it is true sometimes that we can think God has sent us this person. Because even Martel said, he said God sent him Melody, and God wanted him and Melody to be together. And we can sometimes fake ourselves out and think that's what it is. As a woman, okay, God sent me a good man. Vice versa. God has sent me a good woman. But that doesn't mean that's not the case all the time. So you have to have a relationship with God to know if this is your person or if this is not your person. Because Martel said that God had sent him Melody. But, we all know that, Satan was with God. And so he knows how to play tricks on us to make us think that God sent us this person when the whole time God did not send us this person. You think God has sent us a person to wreak havoc over our lives? You think God would send us a damn narcissist? No. So we have to be wary of, you know, are we getting, is this a trick getting played on us? Because, like I said, we got demonic spirits, and, like I said, Satan, they trick us to think that God sent us that person. God ain't gonna send us no damn mess. So in order to know that, you have to have a relationship with God and hear God's voice. God is not going to talk to us like I'm talking to y'all, but you have to be still and listen. And God will send you signs about stuff, but he will send you stuff and send it to you in different ways. You can pray about it, and you might think that God hasn't sent it to you, but you have to be still and listen, and it'll come to you in different ways. Might come to you in a dream. It might come to you in maybe you scrolling down IG and read something, and you say, "Well, I was just thinking about that. How did that happen?" And like I told you, a lot of times I could be thinking about stuff, and it'll pop up on YouTube. I know people have had that happen to them. It happens to me all the time, or it'll pop up on my phone. But again, we have to know, is this God sending me this information, or is it the evil one? So you have to be still and know what's what. So be still and listen to God, because God will send you signs of things that you've been praying for. And like I said, he's not going to come and talk to you directly like I'm talking to you. He will send it to you in a dream. He might even send it to you by a person, but he will send it to you. And I mean, and I hate, I don't want to seem like I'm preaching to y'all, but another thing, people say they don't really like Tyler Perry because he played the same thing repeatedly. But one thing Tyler Perry said, he said when he makes movies or shows, he is always a message in his movies. And my favorite movie of all times by Tyler Perry is A Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I can watch Diary of a Mad Black Woman over and over and over, and I will get different messages out the movie. And one thing she said she prayed and prayed for her marriage. We know Helen was a virgin when she met what's his name? I forgot his name, and I should know it. I watch it all the time. But Charles, there we go, Charles. She was a virgin when she met Charles, and she was a praying woman. Her mother was a praying woman. And one thing that stood out to me, he said in the movie that we try to hold on to the very thing that God is trying to tear away from us. God is showing you that this man is no good for you, but you keep holding on to it. And God is trying to tear it away from you, letting you know this is not good for you. And she said, I thought if I prayed that God would save and protect my marriage. Sometimes God is trying to tear you away from this mess of a marriage, and we still keep holding on to it. And God is trying to tear it away from you, and we'll keep holding on and holding on. And he said in that movie that we hold on to the very thing that God is trying to tear away from us. So we have to know when to hold it and when to fold it and when to let it go. And believe it or not, when we let it go of something that God has been trying to tear away from us, God opens up great doors for you. You think God gonna have you let some go? I tell you to leave some, and then let you go out here in the world and not be protected, and He ain't got nothing in store for you. So yes, sometimes we try to hold on to marriages that are not savable because God didn't want you to have that person. You chose that person. We be holding on for dear life. Sometimes what we think is good for us is not good for us. And and to some people, they it's comfortable to them. They don't want to get out here and be in the new. You want to hold on to what's comfortable to you. You don't want to get out here. From what I heard, the dating world is bad out here. So and then once I heard him say that, every movie there's a message in it. But sometimes we don't pick up on it, sometimes we do. And a lot of people think that, oh, he always talking about the black people. He making movies that are realistic to what goes on in the black culture or the black community to me. So I love his movies. Everything not gonna be peaches and cream all the time. I don't want no movie where there's a white picket fence because that's not life. You could have a good marriage, but you're still gonna have disagreements. There's not gonna be peaches and cream in a marriage and roses every day. It's not gonna happen. So let me see what you guys are saying up here in the chat. Correct. That was one thing, and I want to talk about that. Sometimes we could have hatred for somebody and dislike for that person, that you would want to set up there and just let anything bad just happen to her because you want to see her hurt like you hurt. And that's what I think Martel is doing. He could have stood up for Melanie on that reunion, but he want her to hurt like he hurt. He wants them to stick it to her. He think that's going to make him feel good. He think that's going to make Melanie want to run back to him like he's a protector. And one thing Melanie did say, she said she never felt protected in that marriage. She never felt like Martel had her back. And that's a bad way to be in a marriage, that you can't feel like that you feel safe with that person or feel like that person got your back. And that brings me to Sierra and Russell Wilson. One thing that Sierra said, I think it was on the Sherry Shepherd show or on Tamara's show. She said one thing that I can say about Russell Wilson, and she started crying. She said, "I know that man got my back." She said that man will take time out of his day. He don't care where he at. He call her. He prayed with her. Ask her when she get up in the morning, how's her mental? How are you doing? She said he always is concerned about her. And she said she know without a doubt that Russell Wilson has her back. And that's all anybody want in a marriage where the man that you say I do to, they got your back. And she says she feels safe with him. And she knows he is the protector of her and their family. That was another thing. People like, oh no, her and Russell, that's just for a publicity stunt. They not really together. They don't love each other. They not together. Well, 3 kids later, I would say somebody loving somebody. I ain't know no publicity stunt could go this long. They for the be on baby after 4 after a while. And sometimes we don't always plan kids or whatever or what have you. They plan kids. He asks her, can we have another baby? I've never seen that before. He wants to have kids with her. He respects her. He asks her, can we have another baby? I don't see a lot of men doing that. And not to say that Russell Wilson doesn't have his flaws, because nobody's perfect. But he got some of the main stuff down. We're having your back, caring for you, you the protector. So he got some stuff right, y'all. I ain't saying he got everything right, but a man that's gonna pray over you, ask you how is your mental doing. A lot of men don't do that. They could give a shit how your mental doing. So that's a good thing, to have. And like I say, you have to um, watch stuff that educates you, that makes you feel good about yourself. And sometimes we look for a movie, is there a purpose to why I'm looking at this movie? Did I learn anything from this movie? And we don't always have to watch movies to learn something for. We can watch movies that, make us feel good about ourselves. Some things are funny. But every woman should always want a man, a husband, or a partner to have their back, to feel protected, to feel safe with that person. And you can say, I know this man got my back, or I know this woman got my back. You're going to want to be with somebody, just say if you lose it all, will this woman still be here and have my back? Is she living up to the vows through sickness and health, to death do us part? You want somebody like that. You want a protector. And somebody, if you ain't working or if you lose everything, that they gonna have your back. And I think that's what Sierra was trying to let us know, that one thing. She didn't say nothing about, oh, he bought me a Rolls Royce. He bought what was it, her Masters. He bought me a diamond ring. It was none of that. One thing that stuck out to me when she said, this man right here got my back. This man checks on me when he's out of town. How's my mental? How am I doing? She wasn't talking about nothing materialistic. She said he has my back, and I know that. So tell me what y'all think about that. You read about that silly fool. How could you lose such a good thing? Okay, he's sorry he got caught. Yes, yes, God's forgive and we reap what we sow. You're correct about that. And the most thing that, the hurtful thing is what she said was that when they have kids, they usually stay in the house for like a month to make sure the kids are safe, and to go out day after day with COVID-19 and people losing their lives, and you going somewhere to, as you say, your gym, you could have hurt everybody in that house. You said shareable? Yeah, you could have hurt everybody in that house. Because at that point, when we had COVID-19 going on, I didn't want to go out the damn house. I had stocked up on toilet tissue and everything. I wasn't going nowhere. Yes, she did what was best for her and her kids. Yes. Let's see here. Yep, I heard that too, Donna. He tried to cheat the day of the wedding, and also that's why Malnika quit. She quit. She was the one planning their wedding, and I think her mom or her sister had to come and finish the wedding because she was trying to tell Melanie that he was trying to cheat with her or either her assistant. And I believe him and Melnika had something going on too. Why she trying to tell Melanie that he was trying to cheat with another woman or another lady, and all the time it was her. Allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. Oh, let's see here. Let me see. You said the only thing and the last thing I can think of is Ninja, please. Yes, I yelled. I did. That's okay. All right. I hear you. And welcome, my member and my T Sipper. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, 53 likes and 75 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, guys. Hello, Cynthia. Welcome, welcome to the live. Welcome. Hello, Jacqueline. Okay, yes, I can do a recap. Yes, I used to be so much a Team Hope. And you know, that's why I say everything that glitter ain't gold, because they complemented each other. When you seen them out together, they looked like money. They was always matching. They matched each other's vibe. They looked so good together. Melody had him looking good. We could even go back and look at those pictures. They looked wonderful together. But too, you know, some men are jealous too of their woman or their mate. If they think that they're getting more shine than them, looking better than them, making more money than them, they rather go and find somebody that's beneath them, that need them. And this is, you know, this is true, guys. When that's why a lot of like powerful business women that are powerful, they got money, they got this and that, they don't really need a man financially. So they have a hard time finding a mate, because a lot of narcissists and a lot of men um, um, want a woman that needs them. Like the gold diggers. 9 times out of time, now I'm not saying that you don't want to marry up or marry somebody that got something. That's fine. We all want that. But sometimes these basketball players, football players, rappers, they like women that are gold diggers who don't have nothing. So when they don't have nothing, they can control them with the money. Look at Poe Neo over there. Neo got 4 women over there. That's just degrading itself. So you rather have this lifestyle and degrade yourself. Let this man, this one man, like he a king or something, have all 4 of y'all for a lifestyle, for money that you can go out there and get yourself. I don't know what this world is coming to. I don't know what this generation is coming to. And now, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only, allegedly, heard on the Breakfast Club over there, that Shaquille O'Neal have 4 clear women that live in his house. 4 clear women. So I don't know if he's been talking to Neo. 4 clear women. And they said that his bed is so big. Jess Hilarious was saying she went over there and I think she was doing an interview or something with him. And he has 4 Caucasian clear women that live with him. 4. She said 2 of them look nice looking and the other 2 look okay looking. You got one there massaging his feet, massaging his shoulders, one that's cooking, cleaning. So this man has convinced 4 women that this is the life for them. Now we know Omarion trying to get on that as well, where he said he think it's okay for you to have more than one woman. I just can't. I'm not able to do it, y'all. I don't know. Now Shaquille O'Neal has 4 over there with him. What do y'all think about that? That these men gone like they from Africa. You know, the men in Africa, they got like 4 or 5 wives. So do you think that's what these men over here trying to do? Get them 4 or 5 wives? Or 4 or 5 women? Because so far it's 4 and 4 right now. Neo's has 4 and Shaq got 4. I just want to know what they telling these women to have them agree to something like this. Because you know they had to sign NDAs. So I want to know what you telling these women. Is it the money? Because you want to work and get your own money, then to sit up here and share a man with 3 other women? You that lazy. So this is going to be a thing. You know, when something get out and something spread on these streets where these men got 4 women, there's a rapper like that. I think he got 3 or 4. 2-time Fitness is I think his name. He got 4 women. So I think, and then one of them was pregnant. So I don't know if he's getting each one of them pregnant. Because he's still having kids. 2-time Fitness or something his name. He got 3 to 4 women as well. So do y'all think this for the spread where these men thinking they can have multiple women? I just want to know, do y'all think this for the spread where these men are having multiple women? And I would have never thought that Shaq would have 4 clear women. 4? And y'all know how Shaq's feet look. They said the woman down there rubbing at his feet. Oh my God. She got, oh. You said you can't stand his chocolate peanut head. Me either. Now, he looked good in a hat. He got to keep that hat on. Once he take off that hat, all bets are off. You say you still say, did you please? I think it's becoming a thing, guys, where these women are agreeing to this mess here. I guess they get the lifestyle and they sign the NDA. I guess they don't have to work or anything. This is what it is, y'all. So allegedly for entertainment purposes only, I think the next person who's going to do it is Omarion. Sherry Shepherd was talking to him about it. He said he don't see nothing wrong with it. He said because you can't just be committed to one woman because each woman will give you different things. I said, Ninja, you got me messed up. I'd rather be by myself than to sit here and let somebody degrade me like that. No, ma'am. Y'all go ahead on with it. No, not gonna happen. Let's see what y'all are saying in here. Hello, Patricia. Hey, y'all. Well, Martel needs to learn from this, and maybe he would treat his next wife better because he won't be getting mail back. Yes, you know what? Sometime, you guys, and I've seen this before, where a man will treat his first wife because sometimes they're younger. They treated them bad, right? Then as they got older and they got married again, they will come back and apologize to the first wife, say, I know I did you wrong. And I'm sorry about that. And sometimes the man get married a second time because you done taught him a lot. He'll go with the second wife and treat her better because you done taught him how to treat a woman. So she might get the good treatment because of what he went through in the first marriage. And sometimes the man or woman don't learn anything and they still doing the same pattern. And sometimes you got people get married 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. So either you're going to learn something from your first marriage because you did the woman wrong. So I would think by the time you get to your second marriage, you're going to learn something. And say, no, I'm not going to do this in this marriage because this has happened in my last marriage. Sometimes you learn something from it and sometimes you don't. Just like relationships. Sometimes you learn from it and be better in your next relationship. And sometimes men or women too, if they even in a relationship or a marriage, they cheated, did that either the wife or husband wrong. Then when they get in another relationship or another marriage, they say, oh no, I'm not going to mess this up because this is where I went wrong in my last either marriage or relationship. Now, some people have, have grown and can accept that, and they can admit that, and they go do better in their relationship and in their marriage, not to mess it up no more. And sometimes men will say the one that got away, or the woman will say the man that got away, because you weren't ready for that type of person at that time in your life. And that's what happens. That could have been a good man or good woman for you at the time, but you were not listening, or you wasn't worthy of having that person in your life because you treated them bad. So now that that person is gone, and you sit back and realize, dang, she was a good woman, or dang, that was a good man, I let them get away. So, and we live a regret for the rest of our life with that. Or sometimes we may be able to move on and maybe find another person, and you're going to be better in that relationship or that marriage. It happens to a lot of us. And you know what happens sometimes? You could have a good man, right? Or a good woman. And just because he doesn't have all of the money right now, or doesn't dress the flashiest, right? But he's a good man. He's a loyal man. He works hard, and he does whatever he can to make you happy. Oh, but I'll do one better. Y'all know I also watch a lot of Tubi movies, and when I became a content creator, I was not able to do that because I was always looking for content. So it was a movie called The Right Man but the Wrong Woman. I watched that movie, and did I get something from that movie? Yes. She had a good man that was an electrician. She worked in a hair salon. They were saving up money to buy their own house, soon. But so happened, his mother, he had a good mother and father. They moved to Florida, and gave him their home. Nice house, nice neighborhood. Gave it to their son and say, son, you can have this house. We don't need this big house no more. We're going to move to Florida, and this is yours. Signed it. House is paid for, everything. Signed it over to their son. Now, the lady that he was talking to, the girlfriend, they lived together in an apartment. Now, remember, he's an electrician. She's a hairstylist. And they were just two regular people. But sometimes Satan send in demons to cloud your judgment and to make you think you crazy. Makes you think you missing out on something. When you got a good man. So in this movie, these little thoughts would come in her shop and get their hair done. They were messing with rug men that had the fast money, right? So they would come in and tell her, oh, you should come out with us to the club. You don't never go out. You always at home with your man. Ain't he boring? All this and that. Remember, I told you to keep your enemies close. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So this is what the girls would talk about. But they would see her boyfriend come in the shop and how attentive he was with her, how he loved her and everything. Remember, I told you, keep them enemies close. So she had another friend that was telling her, don't hang around them. They up to no good. The one girl, Tracy, she was like, she a snake. Best friend kept on telling her that. Right? She didn't want to listen. So the woman who owned the shop was selling the shop. And she had found her man, and they were going to go live happily ever after. So she had to move from the shop. Right? Now, she said, I don't want to move in your parents' house. Why can't you ever be a man to stand up for yourself and work real hard to get what you want? Your parents always giving you stuff. And the reason she said that was because she had a rough life. And her parents never helped her out. And her mom never helped her out. and she didn't know who her dad was. So by his parents helping him out or giving him something, she thinking that he's not a hardworking man. Now, if your parents give you a house, they're not giving it to you just be giving it to it. They see you trying to do something with your life. So instead of them selling the house, why would I sell this house? Let me give it to my child, and someday he might be able to raise his family here, because we go to Florida, we retired. There's nothing wrong with a parent giving a child a house. They see seeing that he's trying, he's working hard. What's wrong with that? That doesn't mean he's not a hard worker because his parents want to give him a house. To make sure, when he started on his journey to having a family, that he got a decent neighborhood and a nice house to raise a family in. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But her, on the other hand, she let these girls get in her head. So, in this movie, she was always saying, I don't like this house because I feel like this ain't my house. Your name is the only one that your mother done put on the deed. Now, I don't suggest this to anybody. I don't care who you love. You know what this man went out here and did? The house was didn't have a mortgage on anything. Do you know this man went out, took out a mortgage on a house, and sold the house to her for $1 so that she would feel comfortable living in the house. So it was just her name on there now. Okay? And then her credit wasn't that good. You know what else he did for her? Because she didn't have nowhere to work and that lady was selling the shop. He went and bought the shop for his woman. This wasn't even his wife. And put the shop in his name. So therefore, she's not out of work no more. She got her own shop. Therefore, she don't feel like this is just my parents' house or my house. This is her house because her name is the only one on the deed. Now, I don't suggest it. I'm not able to do it. My parents gave me this house. There's no way, but hey, he did anyway. He took his name off, put her name on the deed. So it's like he sold the house to her for $1 or something, so that she could feel more comfortable in the house. But you have to know that you're doing whatever you do, you're doing it for the right person. Now, remember I said the name of the movie is Right Guy, Wrong Woman. Don't you be. You know how she repaid him? She let her little friend them get in her head. She started going out. She seen this one dude at the gas station, and she's smiling at the dude, but the dude was with another woman. So I don't know what she was smiling at. And I'm trying to get through it so I won't take so long. But she seen the dude. She liked him, and she's smiling at this man who's with another woman. So she goes out, and that same dude she was smiling at, why did that dude came to the club? Now she know he got a woman. But she was so thirsty because remember, her man is an electrician. He work all the time. So to speed the story up, she started messing with the rug man. Going out, not coming home at night, coming home all times of the night. Now remember, they were saving up money before they got his parents gave him that house. Okay? So the money had saved up. She let the friends convince her to go and buy $2,500 purses, $100 pair of shoes, $900 pair of shoes, just all type of designer stuff that she was not used to buying. So she blew through the money that they had saved up. Right? So then her and him and the boyfriend ended up getting up to it. While he was at work, do you know she had that rug man in their house having sex with him? So somehow she was taking pictures of her and the rug man in the bed while he was at work. So when she came back from the next day of being out, he showed her. So this is what you do while I'm at work. This is what you do to me after I put your name on the title and go put my name on the shop. So you'll have somewhere to work. And so you would feel comfortable in this house. So they got into an argument. You know what she did to him? She said, "Get out of my house before I call the police on you." What could he say? Remember, he sold the house to her for $1 so she could feel better. So he had nothing, but so he had to leave. Because remember, his name ain't on the house no more. He sold it to her. So if y'all get a chance, go watch that movie. You can't be dumb all the time. Some stuff that you know, you have to have, you know, street sense and some work sense. That was a bad move for him to do all the way around. That wasn't his wife. So she flipped on him where this ain't his house no more. So she was able to call the police and put him out of his parents' house that his parents had gave to him. So the moral of the story, know what's good for you and what's not good for you. So I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about that. If y'all looking for a good movie to watch on Tubi, watch this movie, The Right Man, but the Wrong Woman. It's really a good movie. And I don't want to bore y'all too much about it, but it's really a good movie. It's on Tubi. Let me see here what y'all said in this chat. Okay, Patricia said he's the reason that she had to walk away from her show. Yes, he's the reason. But you know what? When God tell you to go again, He got something better for you. Let them have this show. Let them have that show. Or better yet, how come CK won't just make a different show and let them build a show from the ground up with Marcel, Letitia, Kimmy, Maurice? He can even have Martell in there if he wants to. Let them build it from the ground up. Make another show. That's all I'm saying. Let this show be canceled or whatever it is, and you start another show. Do a spinoff with this guy and see how it goes. Don't use this concept that Melanie gave you. Start from the ground up. Just saying. Let's see here. Hello, Martha. Martha Graham, hello. That man have went male money and lifestyle. That's all he that not let's see, he that not mailed, he played her big time. Okay, I think you meant Martha. You meant Martel just wanted the money and the lifestyle. That's all he wanted. And you said and I think you meant to say he played male big time. Yes, I can agree with that. In my opinion, Martel did what he did is because he knew that he could measure up. Hell, the ninja couldn't read. Just saying. Okay, but you know what? See, this is the thing. If he would have played his cards right and just been right, Melanie would have still been covering him. We would have never knew he didn't have any builder's license. We would have never known he couldn't read. None of that. If he would have just stayed down and been faithful to Melanie, Melanie would have still covered him. Martel out here now is naked. Melanie then took the covering away from him, so he's naked right now. Well, I'll just say this, and I don't like to preach out. Like Adam and Eve. You remember when they ate? She ate the apple. And remember, they were naked, right? So when he went to God, they say, You know, God, they were covering their self up from God. And how do you know that you're naked? They would have never knew they were naked if they wouldn't have ate the apple, right? Because they were walking all around the Garden of Eden with no clothes on, right? So with Martel, it's similar. If he wouldn't bitten from the wrong apple, he would have never been naked. We would have never known he couldn't read, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. We would have never known he didn't have any builder's license. We would have never known that he didn't start all these business, right? That Melanie was the brains and he was the tag along, right? So now that Melanie has taken her covering away from him, from sheltering him, he's out here naked. Everybody is seeing that he was a fraud. Just saying. My auntie thought my cousin was a virgin and would say it, and we laughed when she walked away. Okay. Now, well, my niece, she'll tell you. So she got married now. And so we have a little conversation. So her husband's like, oh, yeah, she was a virgin. So he knows she was a virgin. Yeah. And, she wasn't, because she's in her 30s, she would have told us, well, so like, you still, it's okay if you're not. She's like, oh, I'll tell you if I do. And also, she is a Israelite as well, and he is as well. Her husband, her now husband, and my brother and his kids, they're Israelites. So, yeah, they be really my niece is really big on that. Right, but he was the puppet master of the cast. However, they could have said no. You're right about that, Patricia T. They could have said no. You're right. But you have to remember, like CK said, these are his words, not mine. Country bunkers. He thought hillbillies. He said all they do in the South is have sex. So he thinking that they don't know nothing. But see, he didn't. He didn't know who Melanie was and what she was capable of. And once he started to figure that out, like this right here ain't no dumb woman. This ain't no hillbilly that set up and have sex all day like you thought. Now, hey, the other ones, if you want to think that, that may be true, but not Melanie. Melanie was about her business. Um, I don't think Mel would have been able to excel to the heights she achieved to date if she was still chained to Martel. You're absolutely right, CRJ. Melanie wouldn't be able to, she wouldn't be as far as she is now if she was still with Martel. And Martel, if y'all don't know, he said that. He said that he was holding Melanie back from getting to her potential. You said the man don't know what love is. He's just a player all his life. He knew Mel was going places and he wanted it. And I can't stand that man. He no good for her. You right about that. He was no good for her. You right. You said 41 years of marriage to my high school sweetheart. My husband never cheated. All right. Woo, woo, Donna. Woo, woo. Great. And I've seen some marriages that, and congratulations to you and your husband of 41 years. Now, and I've seen even some older people, they have been married, 60 years. Now, it could be done if you got the right person. So, Donna, God sent you your soulmate, and that's why y'all still hanging in there tough. He sent you the right person. You said there are couples that have medical issues that they cannot have sex yet. They still love each other. Right, Donna. There's a lot of people like that, but you got some of these ninjas. Didn't you see Maurice said Kimmy have to bend over and take it? That this woman is fighting for her life and had chemo, and he still wanted her to bend over and take it. No consideration or nothing. In my opinion, women believe that more than men do. Okay. Hey, hello, Yolanda Franklin. Hello, hello. You said, has Bobo defended how Mel was difficult? Can't think of Bobo's name without thinking of a clown. Right, Bobo the clown. No, he did he never said how Melanie was difficult. Bobo Anderson Mel may have been a difficult woman. Watch, I don't believe it, but in a marriage, it's difficult dealing in marriage. But let's just say it like this: Melanie was too much of a woman for him. Yep, she sure was. Bobo Anderson, if he is not, I think you mean worried about Melanie. Why did he say he would give 5 more years to see where they will be? Bobo, get your facts straight. Right, you right about that, Rose. Let's see here. Um, you said leaving an abusive marriage that made her miserable was the best move for Melody and her children. You right about that. 79 likes and 70 in the chat. Thank you so much, Linda. What's more disturbing is that women on social media hate Mel so much that some wish violence to her. And you're right, Yolanda. I don't know what's wrong with these women here on this YouTube. You said Russell Wilson is amazing. That's why the degenerates can't stand him with Sierra because they want her to suffer. You right about that. They want her to suffer. But they were saying, oh, that's a publicity relationship. Well, let's see. We up to 3 babies. Well, 4, including the one she already had that he treats like his own. So we got Win, we got CC, and Future. And then what is the new baby name? And I know it's a little girl. I can't think what the new baby name is. I think she's about 1 or 2. And Russell already asking for another one. Mel fulfilled her responsibility to her kids by showing them not to wallow in misery with a disrespectful, low-down bully and starving to succeed in life. Striving to succeed in life. I told you I got to slow down. I'm reading too fast. 84 likes and 84 in the chat. Thank you, Linda. Melnika wasn't shit either. I bet she didn't tell Mel she had slept with Martel. She sure didn't. She just got mad and didn't want to do the finish the wedding. Hello, Misty. Martel was and is jealous of Mel. He needed a coleslaw to stroke his ego. Correct. That's why a lot of men cannot be with women of high value. That's why they go find them a woman like a coleslaw who don't got nothing, who they can belittle and that's beneath them, so they can feel like a powerful man and that she can stroke his ego. You're absolutely right. You said Martel's a creepy loser and Mel did well by leaving him. You right about that. Hello, baby girl, 1981. Hello, hello. That house got to smell like a fish market. You said sister wife's dreadful. Yes. All these men now, guys, are getting them 3 and 4 women. I didn't know Shaq had 4. Shaq, he's trying to keep his on the low, but Jess Hilarious bust him out on the Breakfast Club. They said he got 4. 4 clear women. People sell their souls for money. Yep. Hello, Gloria. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, so I think this was to be a thing because I think Omarion allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I think he finna get him a couple because he was on the Sherry Shepherd show and she was asking him what did he think of Neo with the 4 women. He said there's nothing wrong with it. He said because one woman can't fulfill all of your needs. Um, Do those men think it's okay to have more than one man? That's a good question. And to me, I don't think they will let it. Hello, Belas. Let's see. Let's see. Chef, what's on? Housekeeper, maid, and personal assistants, maybe. Well, they got all these women for different things. Belas. I don't know. I'm just I can't. I don't understand it. And I guess with Shaq, all of them sleep together because just hilarious said his bed looked like a big aquarium or something to that fact. But Neo didn't say how he does his if each one of them got their own room. And I think he comes to each one of their room, or if he just got a big bed and all of them sleep together. He hasn't said yet, but Shaq does. He has a really, really, really big bed. I wouldn't be sure. I wouldn't be sure if the woman were plotting together to get those men's money. I wouldn't either. Let's see here. Let me see. I don't know how I begin so backed up with hello, that Michael Bird. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Hello, Gemini 1958. If you're pressured to have a long marriage, then tears may not be there, but the intimacy will. That little kiss on the neck, that hug around the waist, at the dish sink, hand flowers, and dinners, etc. Okay, so if you're fortunate to have a long marriage, the tears may not be there, but intimacy will. That little kiss on the neck, that hug around the waist, at the dish sink, hand flowers, and dinner, etc. Yes. So everything is not about sex all the time. You know, that forehead kiss is everything. That endearing forehead kiss. You know, and like you said, the hug around the waist, you know, because, you know, everybody has different love language. My love language is touch. You know, that's my love language. I have to feel a attraction to you. You know, so everybody has different love language. You said he wanted it all, including another. In my opinion, yeah, a lot of men out here now. I don't know what the hell going on. They thinking that they can have three or four of you at the same time. 107 likes and 77 in the chat. Thank you, Linda. Hello, Kim Carroll. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, you guys. You know what? I do this every time. I say I'm gonna stay here for an hour, and it does not work out well for me. Hello, Thelma, my member, and T Silver. Hello, 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 Ophelia. Hello. 115 likes and 85 in the chat. Okay. Now, I just want y'all to drop it in the chat and let me know what y'all think here. Do y'all think if Martel could do it all over again, that he would have cheated on Melody? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Do y'all think that he would not cheat on Melody? If he had one wish, even if we could go back in time, do you think that he wouldn't have cheated on Melanie but Coleslaw and the other women? Let me know what y'all think in chat. And that's why I have that title up there. If Martel had one wish, I think he would rethink what he was going to do to Melody with cheating on Melody, with Coleslaw and these other women. Me personally, We can agree to disagree. I don't think he would have did it. If he knew he was going to end up like he is now, I don't think Martel would have did it. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. And let's see here. If you're not a member, we would love to have you as a tea drop. We would love to have you subscribe to the channel. If you're not a member, we would love to have you as a member. Like I said, we're going to be doing meet and greets and going on trips. And you will only find out that information in the members only. All right, guys, I've been on here for an hour and a half. I'm only going to stay on here for an hour. But we will continue talking about this. And also, we're going to be talking about the stuff that's going on with AL and Miss Wanda. Y'all done got him upset. So whatever you was filming out there, Carlos, those scenes, oh, he ain't having it. He's showing everything. Everything. Man said he didn't even have to sign no NDA, so he has the right to show it. So those scenes that they were going to have, I think you should scrap that, CK, because I didn't see one of them. He said he going to put some more out at 12. Oh, yeah, well, whatever. So we scrap that. He said he was invited there. I heard the recording. Miss Wanda invited him there. He asked Miss Wanda, was it okay for him to come? Do they know he coming? Wanda clearly on the recording said yes. So right now he's pissed off. And he's spilling the beans and showing the footage. We can also see the Love and Marriage Huntsville security. And they going at it. So we're going to talk about that at 9 o'clock. Because AL said that we could talk about it, so that's why I'm talking about it. He says it's going to be all over the block, so here we go. Yes, he has receipts. Yes, I heard the phone call with him, Wanda, and y'all know who else was on there. And she said that he could come, and they know he coming. He gets down there to Huntsville, it's a whole other thing. Security said he can't be there. He arguing with security. So he pissed off right now. That man dropping all type of clips and everything. He dropping everything. I can clear as day see the cameras out there, seeing them filming a scene and everything. See the security man. Him and the security man arguing. So all those things that y'all did because that's a public place. He didn't put it all out there. So I think y'all gonna have to scrap that and do something else. So I think CK probably on 10 right now because we are seeing the alleged footage that, that he was filming. So I don't think he's going to be able to use that because we see it now. Yeah, he's showing everything. We see the cameras. We see Destiny, Miss Wanda and Tisha them. They're at the park setting up under a tent. Cameras and everything out. Filming everything. I said, whoa. Everything. So, CK, I don't think you'll be able to use that footage because we already saw that. So, I think y'all better go back to the drawing board. Oh, no problem, Linda, by you being late. No problem. I just appreciate all of my mods for coming and for coming over and helping me, with my channel, with my live. And I appreciate you too, Linda, for getting everything ready for my very much appreciated. Hello, Mahogany Meat. Hello, Ophelia. Just trying to make sure I say hi to everybody that comes over here. All right, guys. Like I said, we're going to be talking more about that, where AL is showing Love and Marriage Huntsville filming. We have AL is showing the text message between him and Wanda, who Wanda told him to come on down. They know he coming and he gets there or something else. So yeah, that it's a lot going on there, y'all. I happened just to be in the neighborhood and I seen his live. He was going off. Tell me he drove 2 hours down there to Huntsville from Nashville. And they get down there acting like he a stepchild. So he is ticked off. So because they did that, hello butterfly 9937. So because they did that to him, he's showing all the footage that they were recording from Love and Mirror Huntsville. He's showing the text message. He also, like Anthony Lofty says, he said them people in Huntsville lie, so he has to record everybody from there. And he sure enough got Miss Wanda on the recording, telling him to come on down there. So he ain't lying about it. And she saying some old stuff. So I guess, like he said, every time he talked to anybody from Huntsville, he recorded the conversation. So he playing the recordings of Miss Wanda. Also, he's showing the text message that he was invited down there by Miss Wanda. And he said somebody came back and said that he was sad that he could not film. So now he said he letting loose. He's showing all the footage. You can hear the recording and also see him arguing with the security. So yeah, he's showing everything, y'all. But we're gonna talk more about this at 9:15 when I come back on live. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming on my live. But I gotta get out of here and get some things done. I will see you guys at 9:15. If you didn't hit the like button on your way in, please hit it on your way out. And also follow me at Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Drop the T. And also share the video. And also comment and let me know what you guys think about what we talked about today. And do you guys think if Martel had one wish, or if he could go back, that he would not have did any of the stuff he did, as far as cheating with the other women, as far as having another child, and as far as being with coleslaw? If he thought his life would be like it is right now, drop it in the chat and let me know. And also think about subscribing to my channel. Drop the T. Until 9:15, be safe. Bye bye for now, guys.